And there's a poplar here. It's starting to become active. Hello everyone, welcome to the Watch Poplars. Today, I am at DVC. I will explain no more where I am except DVC. But here, on the campus, is a Fremont cottonwood, Populus Fremontii. It is flowering. You see, all the catkins are starting to open up and dangle about. And they're also starting to drop on the ground. They're littering everywhere. But at the same time, they're falling off of the tree. I just don't know how they're falling off. Are they getting knocked off by the branches hitting each other in the wind? There's nothing in the tree that could be knocking them off. Maybe they're just falling off due to expiration. But here they are. So yeah, you see all those exerted stamens. Oh yeah, that's real. Wow. I think the sunflower icon was turned off. That's why I can get so close. But here, you can, ooh, yes. So you can see all of these are stamens. Somewhere in there is a female part of the flower. I just don't know. I don't see it. But the tree is starting to sprout from the base as well. Really get close. You can see there are still some leaves remaining. But there are still some fall colors on this tree. It's almost late March. But it's starting to sprout. This is very exciting. Because I know I've been waiting for the poplars to start to leaf out now. There's a sucker. Here's a clone that's sprouted from the rootstock really close. This is probably gonna happen all around this tree. You'll see they're already happening. They're clones sprouting. It gets chopped back regularly. They haven't chopped it yet. They probably chopped it during summer and then it resprouted. But here, it's starting to sprout some leaves with a flat stem. But these are kind of premature leaves. But soon these will start sprouting leaves that actually start quivering and then flapping around in the wind. Yeah, so this is the kind of burly growth where the basal sprouts start to come out of. There's more shoots coming out right here. Yeah, there's a clone coming up. There's more clones over there. This is it hasn't been pruned at all, the main tree. It's been let to grow freely in this open space here. There's I don't know if it's a problem or not, but there's lots of geese here. And so I have to always watch where I step because there's crud all over the place. But the geese, they're not invasive. But this is a nice tree. It is young. It's definitely very young. It grows about like a foot or two per year. So it's still it has this young growth, but there's also, you can see some sections up there. You can see, hold on, I can just use this for normal. This branch here, there's a section there, there's a section there, a section there, and a section there and there. Those are possibly maybe like 1 to 2 years apart of growth, where it grew like 1 meter. I don't know. But there's also oaks here. There's an oak right here. I don't know what kind of oak it is, but you can see there's the flowers now. Where's the flowers? I gotta get the flowers. There. Somehow. There are the flowers. There are Chinese pistache. That's my second favorite tree of all. There's these oaks. And these are an evergreen oak. I think this is a semi-evergreen oak, maybe. It appears that the shoots from last year have lost some of the first leaves and are now on the ground. And then there's this native Quercus agrifolia, coastside oak. They got a cork bark oak here, some crepe myrtles. They've been left untouched. The ginkgos and a plum tree. Gotta watch my step. Haven't stepped in any shit yet. There's a bunch of maples and lindens here. There's a cherry tree blooming there. So that's a linden tree. And these more upright ones are the maples. And then behind those are Chinese elm and some ash trees. There's ashes. Now here is probably my favorite part because these alders, I don't know. They could be red alder. They're definitely an alder. They're related to birch, which is why they look like this. But these, I don't know. They definitely have lots of seeds. And they have eyes. They have lots of eyes. So I went here one time to take a bunch of nighttime photos after one of my class. This was before daylight savings, so it was really dark after the class I'm taking ended. And I just went here to take a picture of the eyes. It's very nice. And some of them are better than most popular eyes I've seen. But I really like this alder forest. I don't know where these alders grow. I don't know what exact kind of alder these are. I'll have to, I don't know, look at the foliage when it starts coming in. But these alders, these come in a bit later. And yeah, they're probably from a different area. Maybe from Europe, possibly. Some kind of European alder. But they're very nice. And again, they have that same alder structure. And they have these kind of areas of water to keep them irrigated. Hopefully it doesn't become a mosquito haven, because that wouldn't be very nice. There's some foliage coming in on the ginkgo biloba. Little bundles of leaves. Surprisingly, not all of it is concentrated towards the light, which probably turns off later at night. Also, it's gonna rain in a few minutes, so that would be nice. I like it when it rains. But, oh, interesting. What is this? Some odd... Oh, those flowers are fruit. I think they're fruit. It might be dioecious. I'm not sure. Planting Artemisia. I don't know exactly where Artemisia grows, but it is drought adapted. Because it has this weird... the leaves, the actual color of the leaves is not... it's not blue, it's not baby turquoise. All of the leaf colors are greener as usual, like that. But the reason why this is blue is because there is a wax or something covering the leaves that makes it dry adapted, which is also why it has the same kind of foliage, this dendritic foliage, just like hemlock and members of the carrots, but this is in the Asteraceae family of sunflowers. But it is just adapted to drought. It would be nicer if they didn't have so many lawns. The water bill here would be a bit less expensive. You know, but I can't control what they do as much as I wish I could. But, you know, the invasive grasses only invade in irrigated areas because they're from wet areas like Bermuda with the Bermuda grass. But this, I have no idea what that is. It's a strange tree. It's very, very smooth. It looks like they don't take care of the pavement here. But here is the Platinus xacerifolia. It's a non-native hybrid. Well, maybe I can check the leaves. I think it's xacerifolia. Definitely xacerifolia. The native kind would have a lot. It doesn't have the sublobes coming off of them, the leaves. You can see they would have more just three very sharp lobes. They've got new invasive pears. They could just plant the wild plum trees. That would look better. Ceanothus, maybe? Maybe some oaks instead. They could plant the native sycamore, and that probably won't need as much water. If they plant natives, everything will need less water because they've adapted to this climate. Last time I was here, the area here was closed for whatever reason. And I don't know why. I don't know what other details about that, and I don't need to know. But this is one of the very, very few places that there are some interesting junipers or cupressores planted here. And I think, because I don't often see cupressores in the redwood, which is the redwood family, Cupressaceae. I don't often see them here. I think they're kind of special. What is this? I think it's, I don't know. This is a nice plant. I can take a picture of it. They got the privets. There's no privets native here. It's a member of the Rutaceae family. I think it's Rutaceae is a citrus trees. I think it's the opposite leaves. The coffee family also has opposite leaves, but citrus has whorl form. So I think this is related to coffee in the family Rutaceae. No, wait. What is it? Rubiaceae. I think it's Rubiaceae. Rutaceae is the member of the citruses. It's nice to see the native redwoods planted here. I haven't explored this area here. I'm only taking a little class here, and I'm very curious about what plants they're growing here because I don't know if I'm going here for college. And I mean, if I can gather enough courage, I can definitely talk with the people who kind of manage the landscapes here and say they can use more native plants instead of invasive ones, because while there are a lot of native trees here and other plants, there's a lot of invasive ones as well. Here's a Pyrus Kawamaki, I believe Kawasaki, I don't know. It's an evergreen pear, but here in this climate is semi-evergreen. And it's probably as evergreen as it gets in its natural habitat. It probably defoliates whenever it's about to start growing again. Oh, once again, I mean, they could plant the native plum trees. There's the Chinese elm. It's reddish bark. Very, very tight foliage. It's very good for bonsai. And the way I'll style my bonsai Chinese elm is how it grows here. Because it's very nice. And there's Betula pendula. And pendula, even though this is called a silver birch, the scientific name implies the way that it grows. It is a weeping birch, and that's natural. It wasn't bred to do this. And the birch is native to Norway and like northern Europe, but it can tolerate this Mediterranean temperate climate that we live in. There's nice Cedars decurrens. Incense cedar. It's not a true cedar. Now it is a cuprosaurid, but it's not a true cedar of the genus Cedars, which is not in the redwood family. I should get that forward with you guys, because some of the common names are misleading. But I do understand that it is much easier to just say it's a cedar than to say it's a cuprosaurid. It takes a while. Honestly, it does take a while to get used to saying it. There's some buckeyes over there. It's getting dark. There's a very wide range of stuff that can grow here. It's palms and spruce trees can grow here, but redwoods and yeah, but there's a nice buckeye. See, by now they have grown over a foot. There's a strange... Oh, I think it's in the Sapondaceae family, including maples and Coeluralteria and stuff. But this, I've seen this. I don't know. It looks like the growing tip is pink, just like the Coeluralteria in my bonsai collection. But the leaf shape also kind of looks like Coeluralteria. So that's what I think this is. Now, it got here as a seed from somewhere. So if you're wondering what a true cedar looks like, here it is. There's a true cedar. I'll turn the, I don't know, maybe I can turn the flash on, I don't know. But they're bundles of foliage instead of just scale-like foliage that is kind of flattened against the stem. Yeah, the redwoods are beginning to flower. There's the flowers on the redwoods. And then I think maybe there's the female ones turn into cones once they've been pollinated, or maybe they just start automatically growing off of the stem. I'm not sure. What is this? I don't know. I was thinking Proteae. I don't know. I'm not sure what tree this is, but it's evergreen. I don't know what lies in the science and tech area, but I mean, I can look, but I'm supposed to be picked up pretty soon. And I don't know. I haven't felt my phone give me any notifications on if I'm gonna get picked up anytime soon, but it looks like they have an interesting garden here. They have flags, maybe? There's one flag. I don't know if they're marking any trees that are in like need or special status or something. But this, I think this is a beech. I don't know. It might be a birch relative, maybe possibly a hazel of some kind. It looks like hazel, but I don't know. Yeah, I think the pointed leaves definitely resemble hazel. Corylus. I assume this path goes to the other side, because that one doesn't look like it goes anywhere. It looks like this path is very frequently trodden on, so that there's a bridge right there. So yeah, we'll go this way. There's a cotoneaster. It's a very nice cotoneaster. You can see it grows fronds of branches. You can see this branch is from possibly 4 to 3 years ago, and then off of that is from 3 to 2 years ago, and then off of that is 1 to 2 years of growth. Very nice growth. Very good for bonsai, because there's tight growth, very miniature in size. And then there's this lovely legume here. But first, Chinese pistache. When you get on the table here, it's in full flower. It's a very mature tree. And yeah, it's native to sumac. Well, it's related to sumac. Native to China and Taiwan, parts of Japan, hence the name Chinese pistache. It is related to pistachio, and it's in the genus Pistachia, which also includes pistachios. It's in a, what is it called? It's about to rain. I can see the clouds starting to lose their texture, starting to get lower in this, in like altitude. But yeah, this is probably the earliest Chinese pistache to flower, and I can hopefully get a good view up close. I don't know. I'm not sure, but that yeah, those are the flowers. Yeah, this will very soon start sprouting leaves everywhere, pinnate leaves, and then in fall, for the reason why it was brought here, it will get brilliant red, orange, and yellow fall colors. This is in the, what is the sumac family? Anacardiaceae is the family of sumacs, and poison oak, and poison ivy, and poison sumac, and this, and yeah, but not walnuts. All walnuts look very similar, but they're in the Jugglandaceae family, and that is the family of walnuts. Here is this is probably my favorite legume, I believe, because Cedars occidentalis gets very nice fall colors, and as you can see, it gets very nice spring blooms at a very nice time of the year. It's not too early that the bloom is not so early that it doesn't really match with spring. You know, March flowers are very nice, because March is just it is the height of spring, and I do agree that the best time to see flowers is March, when you want to see everything starting to wake up, and yeah, but March isn't the time with the most flowers. It usually happens later in the year. But beautiful legume, native, and I'm really proud that they've been planting it, as well as the native Pinus radiata. Yeah, Monterey pines. Also, if I haven't mentioned the common name of this, it's redbud. Redbud. I don't know what redbud means, except because before it flowers, you only notice the calyx or something. The calyx, I believe that it is, the basal part of the flower that is red. I believe that's what it is. That's what it means. I'm not sure. What is this? This is a relative of Oregon grape. Very nice. I forgot the scientific name. But yeah, this is a very nice. It's probably, I mean, I don't know. The different varieties are sometimes a species that is known to be native to one area is also native to a completely different area, and it also has a very, very different look. But because this looks it still looks quite similar, but it grows larger, but has miniature foliage. It's interesting. I think it is starting to rain. I can look at the pond just for proof, and I do think it's raining. They have to get this eucalyptus out so this ash tree can start growing better. I don't know what kind of ash it is. Hopefully it's a native kind. These oaks will be very proud if these eucalyptus trees were cut down and removed. Yeah, I gotta find my way back to the parking lot. But yeah, there's Mount Diablo. My favorite mountain in the world, because it's close to home, and it gets snow during winter, at least once every time. There's always one time in the year it snows on Mount Diablo, and now there's this tree. I don't know, it's just a strange tree. It is, I mean, I can touch it, and then I will see if it has any poisonous properties, because there are some members of Anacardiaceae that are poisonous. There's poison sumac. There's lots of sumac relatives that are poisonous. But I mean, I'll touch it again. I already have some rashes from like pulling out French broom in areas that have poison oak in them. But there's this member of Pistachia. You could tell it's Pistachia because of those flowers. I think there's a panicle of flowers. It's definitely starting to rain harder. But this member of Pistachia forms. I mean, I guess, telling from how dense it is, that it ramifies very well. It's a very fast-growing subtropical member of Pistachia. You could see it's evergreen. It's definitely raining. You can see that all this grew last year, and then off of that branch is this year's growth. Now, you can hear the rain. Oh wow, it's a nice ash. It does look like it's been attacked by anything, so it could be the native kind. If the native kind is resistant to the Asian emerald ash borer. But it is sprouting epicormal shoots and suckers, which is one of the beginning symptoms of emerald ash borer. But ashes, I mean, trees do all sorts of things. This member of Pistachia is doing it as well. And that's just what it does naturally. Now, I could have this as bonsai, but I already have a deciduous variety that's way more beautiful. The Pistachia chinensis. The birds seem to like it as well because it gets very dense. Now, the structure of this is probably an arch. It probably grows in an arching pattern based on, it just looks, it's not growing in a tree-like form. It's growing more like a large shrub. I've seen these as street trees in San Francisco. But it looks like it grows like that, and then it sprouts more branches off of that shoot, and then those ones start arching, and then those ones sprout the arching shoots, and it just stacks on top of each other more and more until you get like something just like the structure of plum trees that I have described and talked about a lot. A lovely forest of ashes. These probably get all the yellow fall colors. I hope they're the native kind. The Oregon ash, I think is Fraxinus. I don't know. But now I'm just kind of wandering around, trying to find my way back. That area doesn't look like it goes anywhere passable. This just looks like it goes into a classroom. So now I have to go all the way around. Okay, so they have a serious English ivy problem. If I go here, I don't know, then they also, I mean, the lawns, I don't know. Think of how many people are allergic to grass of this kind. No. Wait a second. So I think maybe this might be the place where the family, like, I don't know, the family, it's part of the early childhood education. So I don't know, maybe this is near the section of the college where, I don't know, the people who have already started their families can have somewhere to stay, I guess. I don't know. But there's a Acer rubrum. You can see that this maple is already forming its seed pods. It's already forming the samaras, so it might already be past flower. Yeah, it's already past flower. So I guess, and it is true that the flowers on the red maples, they do come out like at least a week before the foliage comes out. It's usually like half a month until the foliage starts coming out. But yeah, the maples are flowering. Who knew? How many of you didn't know that maples have flowers? Like almost every single plant that exists has flowers. They can replace these spice trees with the red buds, Cercis occidentalis. I mean, even though these spice trees are not invasive, I mean, there's none of the native fauna, including like the pollinating insects. They don't like these trees. They're not used to pollinating this. I don't know how they pollinate themselves to form fruit, but thank God that this is not invasive. But Chinese elm is invasive. I think I'm starting to realize. I mean, I've read the big Wikipedia page for it a few times, but I think the main part of that observation I'm making is just because that it is sprouting profusely with these shoots, and they're growing. This is all this year's growth. They are growing. They're very early trees. They're very late trees as well. This tree probably has some of last year's leaves as well, including this. But it's an elm from China, and it's getting out of hand because they can probably tolerate these drier conditions. This is probably an unirrigated bed, and all of this is just surviving due to the shade of this Chinese elm, which I don't know. I mean, it probably grows in a dry area naturally, but I gotta start heading back. It is supposed to. I mean, the rain is not going to be very long-lasting, but it's going to be moderate, enough to soak my jacket. And it's also dark, so it's not very nice to film. But not very. Yeah, it's not. It's not ideal to film in the dark because there's literally nothing that you can see. And I'm starting to have a sensation that I stepped in something. It's just I just checked my shoes and there's nothing on them. This place is bigger than I thought. Now I'm here. I'm like, well, if I'm gonna go here, how am I gonna navigate my classes in my first year? I feel like that's what's racing through everyone's mind before they start any level of school. And it took a while for me to adjust to middle school. It took me a while to adjust to high school. And it's going to take probably a bit longer. But it's not. It's going to take a limited amount of time for me to get used to college. And I don't know if I'm going to go here. I might end up going north. And we'll see. But, you know, there's an invasive acacia. I don't know what the last name is, but this is blackwood acacia. And I don't know. I hope I didn't see my driver's car just wandering around aimlessly, aiming to find me, but not knowing where I am. I mean, because I should have been picked up a few, let's just say, at least a few minutes ago. Here's another member of the Cedars genus. You can see bundles of foliage. Very different from what most people think of as cedars. All of these cedars are native. All the true cedars are native to, like, the Middle East. There's one thing here. What is this tall plant here? It looks like a member of the hibiscus family, Malvaceae. Definitely looks like some kind of abutilon. Some hibiscus relative. But it's not blooming yet. It probably gets quite a bit bigger until it flowers. Geese can make the strangest sounds ever. Sounds like a phone buzzing up there. Someone's phone is buzzing up there. Except it's a geese. It's a goose. There's more Chinese elm. So now I'm all good. I found the parking lot that I was destined to be at, but I think I see my driver's car, and I gotta get there. However, actually, I just realized. Well, I don't know. I texted my driver that I'll be ready, like, right as the class ended, but all we did in class was the presentations for our project, our midterm presentation, and it went well. I stumbled a little bit. Everyone else is in college. I'm the only one there in high school, but we're back where we started. It's been like almost an hour, I guess. I could be exaggerating. Hopefully it's been an hour. Hopefully my parents, hopefully, I don't know, the drivers. They may or may not be my parents, but, yeah, hopefully they're not here yet. Hopefully they're not waiting for me and wondering where the heck I am. But all that matters is that I'll get home successfully. That is all for today. Thanks for joining me here among the Welch Poplars.